So this is our love story, or our story. This is how we met. And babe, you want to tell them first?
No,
or you want?
go ahead.
So it's kind of crazy. Sonya and we've been together 25 years. I know she only looks 25, and she always tells people that.
He married me at 3.
Yeah, I took a baby.
Arranged marriage.
Whatever. So 25 years we've been together. We've been married 23 years. So to God be the glory. I got to say that. Would you say that?
Amen.
Amen. So for real though, it started off. I moved back to Grand Rapids. I was in college and I needed to come back to. My brother was a senior, getting ready to graduate, and he was a baller, football player, baseball. He was, all city and different things. So basically, all that high school career, I missed all of that. So I wanted to come back to kind of help gather, see what's going on, get all that stuff together. So when I came back, long story short, I started managing a restaurant that her aunt and uncle owned, and my dad had some little dealings with them. So he was like, dude, can you help them out? Can you manage them? You've been in the restaurant industry when you were in college. Can you manage?
Can I sidebar there?
Yeah.
In that interim, I was helping my cousin and whatnot with the restaurant. I said, I'll help you on my days off from my other job. And the older gentleman that was helping them with some of the rebuild said, I was talking to my cousin first saying, you know what, I just broke up with this guy. I need somebody that's A, B, and C, because the guys out here are X, Y, and Z, and it wasn't working out. So this older gentleman kind of overheard our conversation and said, oh, I should introduce you to my son. Of course, I'm thinking, somebody that needs the help of their dad to get a date. That might be a no for me, sir.
Okay,
so,
I'm gonna interject. My daddy was
ahead.
not that old then. He old now, but he wasn't old then. He was fly. So anyway, I'm gonna tell him, Dad, she said you was an older gentleman and you was just seasoned. That's what I would say.
He
My
was
seasoned daddy.
But if he needed your help to get a date, he still.
Pause on that. He didn't. I never needed help getting a date. Let's just roll that in. He just heard what you said. It was like, all them busters you've been doing, I got 2 sons that are the bomb. One is about your age. Let me hook you up with him. That's the way I took it. So this is what this is gonna be about. I said this, you heard that. She heard him say, let me hook up. He heard her say, you need a little help, let me give you somebody. Okay, so moving right along. Can we move? Okay, so moving right along, I started managing it, and it was really pretty cool, but what I decided to do is, I'm gonna hire my friends to work at the place, okay? I didn't hire her, because, she got in because of family, like the white people. You open a restaurant, the white people get to choose who they want.
It's not family's restaurant.
Family restaurant. I got in.
Anyway.
I got in because I was a boss. She got in because, white people. So she got in. It was good. It was great. And we were all working together. And it's crazy. All of my friends had girlfriends. I didn't know, that my wife at Sonya had just broke up with somebody until we started working together, and I just broke up with somebody. So we all kind of did stuff for the summer. When you say, hang out, did different things.
We kind of got put together because everybody else was couples, so we were kind of put together at the time. Which he was a nice guy. He was, it wasn't bad. But I remember saying to God, I was like, God, listen. I had seen this church show that they said the pastor had found his wife because he told God, I need a sign. The sign is going to be she can make a mean lemon meringue pie.
Really?
So I was like, Lord, I'm going to set a sign too.
Okay.
My sign is, if he likes Chinese food and maybe sweet and sour chicken is one of his dishes, because that was one of my favorite dishes at Chinese restaurants, and I love Chinese. So, go ahead.
So, her and her sweet and sour chicken side. Girl, that's funny. Even though I knew it now, it's just funny. I want some sweet and sour chicken. If you like sweet and sour chicken, he gonna be my man. So, anywho, we working, we hanging out, we having a good time, and what I liked about my wife, which was true, it was so cool. We would be going out and doing things, and I told her, like, babe, well, it wasn't even babe back then. Ooh, I was saying, Sonya. So if you see me out with somebody else, please don't trip on me like them girls do.
Ditto.
Yeah, just know that when I take you out, we have a good time. But if you see me with somebody else, it's just somebody else because we not dating like that.
Yes.
But you know how girls do. Your girlfriends would be like
that
talking.
That was not me. You didn't have that problem.
I did not have that problem, and I saw her. there's this little fine girl who had a bad body who went to church with me, and I wanted to take her out, and she finally was like, yeah.
She was crazy, so I said, yes, take her out. I didn't mind. Okay.
Anyway, you didn't even know her.
I do know who you was talking
You didn't know who it was. You
I
didn't know her then.
Anyways, carry on. I did.
You didn't know her. Anyway, she didn't know her because she didn't even go to church with me then. She didn't even, anyway, you didn't know her. So I took her out. I saw my wife at the movies. And I was like, hey, son. She was like, hey, Jerry. And I was like, ooh. And then the next day at work, she was cool. I thought she was going to be like shady, slamming pots, acting funny. Like if I asked her to go ring up somebody, she would be like, forget it, I quit. It was none of that. It wasn't none of that. She was just like really, really cool. But my wife had all dude friends. Like all dude friends. Like really like maybe one or two girlfriends. But anyway, it was cool. So we rode that thing out, and by the end of the summer, she was getting ready to go away to school.
Sidebar. Now, in the middle of that, we
Sidebar.
started going, we'd go out to dinner and stuff, and he when we go out to Chinese, he'd order sweet and sour chicken. Let me get back to it. And I said, Lord, I know you've given me a sign, but I ordered somebody taller.
Oh.
I don't even think this is him.
Ha!
And so
I can't.
we was arguing one night. We was arguing about something, and the Lord kind of shut my mouth and said, "You better be nice. That's your husband." I said, "No, wait, Lord, no, stop. I ordered somebody taller. He's cool, but a little bit taller." And he again said, "You better be nice. That's your husband." So I kind of felt like this is him.
So since we talking about ordering, bride to order, man to order, she wasn't all of my order. I have to push that in. Sidebar, like she said, sidebar.
Whatever.
So I mean, for real though, like it wasn't like, I think that's what was so interesting with us. We didn't see it coming, cause I really dated lighter white. Sorry to hear, I was lighter white. So I was like, I had my chocolate sister and we was holding hands and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, this ain't wifey. But the last girl I broke up with was white. And I liked her, but it was like crazy, y'all. It was like a dream. Like I was like, every time I'd be like, I would wake up from my dreams, look, I got my eyes closed tight. I would wake up and try to see us. Like God would put me on the street with her. We'd be holding hands and I'd wake up trying to see if it's her. And he would never let me see who I was holding hands with on that street. And then I was sneaky. I was like, God, I ain't smarter than you, God, but I'm gonna go around you. So I was trying to look and see what our kids look like, because we had 2 kids, and I was like, if they was mixed, then I know it was the right girl. But he still wouldn't let me see the kids. Now I'm putting my glasses back down, because I had to show you my eyes closed real tight, and I was trying to open them up to see who I was with. He never let me see who I was with. But for real with my wife, it was like so cool. Like people would be like, I felt like I'd known her forever. That was the realness about it, which we just had so much downtime. We talked about anything. She didn't hold any conversation up. She really, people who know her think she all shy and just be no. She jabbed you. She like punched you in the side on the low. And she was always real.
With love. Jabs with love.
Jabs with love. Thank you, I love you. So she would jab me and give me all of that, but still like in a crazy way, even back then, very supportive of whatever it was. I was going to hair school and I was transitioning from college and deciding whether I wanted to go back or whatever. And she was just like, listen and push you towards the direction. So that's really kind of the love story. I think at the end, what ended up happening, you want to tell the last part, how we I end up like proposing, so it was kind of funny.
Yeah, well, first of all, our relationship kind of was very fast. So we met in June. In August, I was going away to school, and he wanted to become exclusive. And I was like, dude, wait a minute. I'm going away to a big campus. There's going to be, people I might want to meet over there.
So
but
you wanted to do what? What did you want to do on campus?
Meet other people and see what life was about.
Okay, see, she wake up when you start talking about me.
Anyway, we decided we did become exclusive, and I was away at Western, and that was August, September. In December, we were engaged. So June to December, that's how quick this went. So it wasn't this long, drawn out couple years. So in December, New Year's Eve,
I proposed.
He proposed. So
like that was kind of crazy. Who does that nowadays?
Well, okay, I guess since the Lord told me you was him and you all right, I'm going to keep you would marry you. So I said yes.
I was just all right. So she decided to marry me because I'm all right. But I did propose that quick, which was crazy. Cause then I was like, this is some crazy. I was like, really? But we were engaged for a year and a half.
I had what he needed, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna go on and marry you. He liked what he see.
I like what I saw, but you know what's really crazy? And I liked what I saw, but I also liked what I could see, what I could see in my wife. I think sometimes don't marry all this potential, but I saw the development of who she was and who she would be.
Ditto.
Like for real. And I met her mom and I met her family. So it was so many things that I saw. And I didn't just, and we were engaged for a year and a half before we did it, because she wanted to get married in May, so that was December. So she was like, let's get married Memorial Weekend. So we couldn't do a 6-month wedding. So the following year after that, we got married. So we really were engaged for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it was like a 2-year thing, which is typically what people do, but they don't throw the ring in first. And I got you a good ring then.
You did.
I did, right? Even back then, and we didn't have no money.
I got you a good one too.
Girl, you did.
I know.
But we had good credit.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's how we met. That's the story. We'll talk to you about some more stuff, what's going on with the Whites. Okay?